There are three problems most people have when trying to give their characters a unique hairstyle. The first problem is that the hairstyle they draw just looks misshaped and pretty ugly. The second problem is that the hairstyle just always looks different when you try to draw your characters in multiple angles. And the third one is that most of your hairstyles you come up with kinda look the same. And today we are solving exactly these issues. Hi guys, my name's not spelled like that. Even Sony knew how to spell my name. Come on, guys. Now imagine they would misspell my name in their tweets. I think I would never go on the internet again. Let's cut straight to the chase. Creating a hairstyle is a mix of actually being able to draw hair, how hairstyles work on a technical level, and then there's also the creative aspect of knowing which hairstyle would suit your character. So today we're doing both, learning how to come up with hairstyles, checking out how they work, analyze what makes them fit their character, and so on. My name's #Marcel, and I'm going to show you how to invent a new hairstyle. Like a sir. Here's the straight up biggest mistake you could make when it comes to drawing or inventing a new hairstyle for your characters, and that's focusing on single strands of hair first. That way you're not really getting a hang of the actual hairstyle as a whole, and your finished result will look messy AF. Drawing single strands can obviously look good, but like with most things in art, you first have to start with the rough shapes before you get into detail at all. You're already at the detail step. Why not focus on the actual hairstyle itself first before you start with single strands? Maybe you remember my video on character design where I stated that the actual silhouette is incredibly important here, because that way you're already conveying emotions and messages depending on the shapes and sizes you pick. Instead of thinking about details like how to precisely place which strand, maybe look at the bigger picture first and decide the general vibe you're going for in the first place. The general silhouette and rough shapes of a hairstyle already conveys so much information about your characters, so this is probably a better way to start. But even these hairstyles I've picked for my characters are loosely based off of real life hairstyles in the first place. So let's be real, it doesn't matter if it's gaming or anime or whatever, most hairstyles are based off of real life examples, with the exception of maybe that one. So an obvious step would be to actually sit down and look up hairstyles that generally fit the vibe you're going for. And before you ask, yes, that's mostly how I design hairstyles for my characters. Having a general idea in mind, like a very smooth, featureless hairstyle for tame and reserved characters, and then looking for hairstyles that at least kinda look like what I'm going for. Wait, what's that software you're using? Well, what I'm using here is called Milanote. You might already know this software if you watch my videos regularly, but they actually sponsor today's video. But I also use them for my personal project for years now. Working like this is way more appealing to me than having some random folder on my desktop with loose reference images. Being able to organize and especially make annotations like this is priceless. I have a link to this tool down below. You can use Milanote for free and with no time limit if you sign up by using that. And also you're supporting me by clicking that link. Right now I'm using it for collecting hairstyle references here, but Milanote's a great tool to organize any creative project since it has over 100 templates to choose from. I'm also using this tool to collect ideas like outfits for my characters, locations for the scenes that I want to draw for my manga, etc. And yeah, there are some built-in tutorials that explain all of these features, but I think it's all pretty self-explanatory since most of these features are simple drag and drop, like adding new notes. You've got a drawing feature for drawing on the actual board, which is helpful if you like to work visually like I do. If you're designing multiple characters, you can just drag out a new board and boom! A whole new board that even includes sample pictures if you're picking a template for it. You can even copy and paste things that you find online, that's also super helpful. And again, Milanote told me it's all free and without a time limit if you click my link down below. Thank you to Milanote for sponsoring this video and thank you guys for sitting through this ad. Now, let's go through these stages together that I've shown you before. I'll give you an easy example about the silhouette, so here's our example character and here's our hairstyle. But I want to draw a man. What about a male hairstyle? Alright, fine. Let's do a male example as well. What? This counts? So you get the idea, right? Tifa's design is supposed to look friendly and kind, so obviously picking this smooth hairstyle is a nice way to convey this idea. While Cloud's attitude wouldn't fit with a smooth hairstyle at all, he's supposed to look kinda unfriendly, so spikes are a good fit for him. That's why silhouette's the first most important thing, because you wouldn't be able to tell all of this with just a very close close-up. Without the silhouette, it's not really that obvious which vibe these characters actually have. Just for fun, let's change the silhouette to show you what I mean. Tifa with shorter, spikier hair, it kinda does look more cheeky and, to be honest, also more like a fighter. Like, she's not shy to go into conflict with other people. While Cloud with smoother hair... You get my point. Maybe you remember what I've said before. After you're done figuring out the silhouette you're going for, you would have to think about these different broader chunks that the hairstyle actually consists of. My favorite example of this is the Sasuke hairstyle. You know the one I'm talking about. This is such a good and simple example to understand how to build hairstyles, because you can easily split this hairstyle into its different chunks, like the bangs on the side, the bangs on the forehead, as well as the back part. And I know this might seem incredibly obvious, but this is gonna help a ton when it comes to drawing hairstyles from different perspectives. Doesn't matter if you want to draw a character from the side, or from below, or from the back, or any other angle, just remember the rough chunks that you've split the hairstyle in and you should be good. And if you struggle with drawing heads and faces in different angles to begin with, well, here you go, I made a video about that already. Now, another big plus in splitting up hair like this is that you can easily customize it. Maybe you already like certain parts of this hairstyle, but you would like to replace others. The only real way to invent a hairstyle is experimenting like this. So the actual work is something that you would still have to put in yourself. Now, again, I gotta stress that this is a very easy to understand hairstyle, since it's not very detailed. But you can do this with every hairstyle out there, since hairstyles mostly all work the same. Splitting them up in different chunks and basic shapes is always really helpful, no matter how complicated or detailed the hairstyle is. And that way, you can also draw them in different perspectives. Because, especially with detailed hairstyles, this becomes really confusing if you're not thinking in simpler steps. And when or how you split these hairstyles up should be something you should still think about while designing the hairstyle. And speaking of detail, I really like these simple, not so detailed hairstyles for the record. Just because they look so clean, are easy on the eyes, and instantly recognizable. That's also how I like to draw my characters as well. But I get that some of you like more detailed versions of these hairstyles. So that would be our next step, actually making your hairstyle a bit more detailed. So here's a more detailed example again. Don't be intimidated, I told you before you can easily split up hairstyles into some rough shapes in order to make them less scary. And again, just like with examples from before, this even allows us to understand a back view of the character, since you just have to think about it as a couple of simple shapes. In this example, the designer Tetsuya Nomura also added extra bangs randomly on the top of their head because, I don't know, dude just likes to confuse his audience, I guess. Am I right, Kingdom Hearts fans? Now, most hairstyles are centered around this origin point, the wart. It's like a vortex or a fountain where every single strand actually points towards. So in order to get more detailed with the hairstyles, you just have to fill out your rough hair chunks with the strands that point towards the wart. I know this is easier said than done. At first you just have to practice this a couple of times before these hairstyles actually look decent. But if you're getting the hang out of this concept, this allows you to draw basically any type of hair and also come up with any type of hair. Just a little disclaimer though, there are also partings, which in this case makes the hair flow from this point on. But I guess that's kind of obvious at this point. But I would still like to encourage you to use different partings as well as different hair lengths. That way your hairstyles look more unique and you're avoiding all of your hairstyles looking the same. And there's really no end to details. You can even add single hairs if you really want to be fancy here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This is how you can piece together your own hairstyle and get detailed with it. Now, in case you don't want to skip through the whole video again, I did make another cheat sheet for you that sums the whole process up. Make a screenshot if you want it, but make sure to leave a like and a comment in exchange for that screenshot. Other than that, I have tutorials on basically every topic, so if there's something you're still struggling with, just check out the playlist with all of my stuff. I've also made a book on learning how to draw, in case you want to have something to flip through at home. Well then, my name's Marcel and I'll see you guys next time.